Content warning. Slay the princess. This is a horror game and it is not intended for all audiences. Please visit our website if you need a full list of content warnings. I don't need it. Slay the Princess contains flickering image effects as well as parallax effect that on rare occasions has caused motion sickness in players. If either of these cause health issues for you, you can disable them in the game's preferences. Werde ich nicht tun. Ein weiteres Video. Slay the Princess. Overwhelming positive feedback auf Steam. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. Alles klar. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Slay the Princess. Auch der Soundtrack, zumindest das, was ich gehört habe, hat mich positiv überrascht. Ich würde sagen, wir schauen mal rein und gucken, was mich erwartet. Ich weiß es nicht. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Explore the end of the world. What are you talking about? Achso, das sind meine Antworten. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it? Kinda. Can someone else do this? Forget it. I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Es sind aber einige Antwortmöglichkeiten. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la Revolution. Silently continue to the cabin, turn around and leave. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. Okay. Was nehme ich denn mal? Jetzt schon so viel Auswahlmöglichkeiten, ist nicht einfach. Ich nehme mal das.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Es ist eher der allgemeine Slaying-Part, der mich so ein bisschen moralisch davon abhält.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Can someone else do it?
You're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't. Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Ja.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Do I get some sort of reward?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Na dann, das gleich mal sagen können.
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Ooh. That must be special. Okay. The end of the world. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to
Das
put
wäre der
an
beste
end to
Part.
her.
Genau. How can she do it?
Linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Specifics, man. Specifics. Evidence.
You're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Ich habe doch gerade erst angefangen. Look, I go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. Jo.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Ja, wo soll ich denn wissen, dass du mich nicht anlügst?
Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Ja, mach ich auch.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Der Hero klingt erschreckend ähnlich wie der Narrator hier.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed. Ja, okay, mehr Auswahl habe ich auch nicht.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Ich überlege, das habe ich nicht ganz genau zugehört. Ich überlege gerade, was der Unterschied zwischen Save und Qs. Achso, Quick Save oder wie? Und Auto. Autosave. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on the table is a pristine blade.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. Take the blade. Schaden kann es jetzt nicht.
Table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Oh. Enter the basement. Okay.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Sie hat doch nur gefragt, wer da ist. Wieso klingt sie jetzt dangerous?
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Sie klingt eher horny.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She doesn't look... Also sie sieht überhaupt nicht dangerous aus.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Coldly beautiful.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Sie ist jetzt schon nicht beeindruckt. No, I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Ja.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it?
Er
And
hat
then we
das-
can chat.
Ja, ich hätte das Messer auch versteckt, ehrlich gesagt.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Schwierig. Ich meine, wenn ich es droppe, ist es ja nicht weg. Es ist ja noch genau neben mir.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Ihr Gesicht besteht zu 80% aus Augen.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Ja, habe ich schon wieder vergessen.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Sie redet jetzt schon von Relationship. Yeah, it's pretty awkward. Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you are going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? Vielleicht starte ich erstmal so ein bisschen sanft. How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Okay, we've talked enough. Erstmal will ich wissen, how long she is
Too
here.
long.
Okay.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Naja, wenn sie sehr lange hier ist, dann ist es ja auch schwer zu sagen, wie lange man dort ist. I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Ja, hab ich aber.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
What are you doing to do if I let you out of here? Ja, das lohnt sich nicht zu fragen, weil selbst wenn sie die Wahrheit sagen würde, wüsste ich nicht, ob es die Wahrheit wäre. Oder umgekehrt. I've been told enough. I was hoping you'd tell me. Ja. No, but I'm sure they have their reasons for keeping that information secret from me. Okay.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
What if they're bad reasons, though? If they had good reasons for thinking I was dangerous, wouldn't they have shared them with you? I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to leave.
Ja, er hat mir auch nicht genau gesagt, warum sie
At the end of the
dangerous
day,
ist.
Whatever the
Nur,
two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
ganz genau. Warum soll ich die Drecksarbeit machen?
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Diese Augen.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Ja, deins
Like
auch
I
nicht.
said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
How would I get you out of here? Ich frag mal nach ihrem Namen.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
How would I get you out of here? Also ich
You can't. Don't bother.
kann wissen, was dann passiert.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Soll ich den Arm abschneiden?
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Ja, das stimmt auch nochmal.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Ja, okay. Direkt in die Friendzone. Okay, we've talked enough, jo. Anscheinend.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I know why you sent me here. Nö, ich hole sie jetzt da raus. Ich finde das irgendwie unfair.
You have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Give them a tug.
They're
okay.
large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Okay.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Ja, das wäre durchaus ein bisschen dumm. And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here? I'm going to check upstairs. Yeah, maybe the key is still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
Ach nee.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Anscheinend. Ja, ich glaube nicht, dass Schreien...
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Das war er wahrscheinlich. Der Narrator. Gut.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Ooh.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Ganz ehrlich, jetzt bin ich immer mehr gegen den Narrator, weil das Gefühl hat, da was mit zu tun.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm.
Was hab ich denn für Hände?
Unyielding chain.
Wie sie guckt, ey. Creepy. Als wenn es ihr gefallen würde.
You cut into her flesh.
Jetzt muss ich nur durch den Knochen durchkommen.
The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. Before long you're able to crack through bone and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Das scheint ihr überhaupt nicht weh zu tun.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Okay, jetzt wäre ich doch skeptisch.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Aber man fragt sich ja wenn sie da so lange rumliegt, wie kriegt sie Essen? Und wo lässt sie das Essen alles? Eine Toilette habe ich hier nicht gesehen. Approach the locked door. Ja.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Ach so, jetzt entscheidet er einfach für mich.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Haha. Ah, hier. Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
Connect with...
Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Du hast mich hier eingesperrt. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Diese Fingernägel.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
Aber reden kann er
Afraid
noch.
it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
The Prisoner, Chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Déjà vu.
Terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Explore. This is more than just a déjà vu, though I'm pretty sure this whole thing really just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Kind of true.
The absolute irony. That's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us.
Us.
That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all. Sure you are.
Sure you are.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Das wäre abgefahren, wenn das jetzt eine andere Dimension wäre.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Ich weiß ja nicht mal, ob sie durch die Tür gekommen
What a
ist.
conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
Ist das so?
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her. And all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Ja, sie hat mich ja nur getötet, weil er irgendwie mich übernommen hat und durch meine Hand sie töten wollte. Dementsprechend war es Notwehr.
You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for?
Any proof?
Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
I have pockets. Check your pockets.
Put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front. Within you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth." That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting?
Das ist jetzt nicht gerade...
I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to?
So sieht's aus, ich bin mir noch nicht so sicher.
Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Naja, if people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Yeah.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Warum sagt er immer we?
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Weil ich das Spiel gekauft habe?
Yes, right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Ich könnte auch einfach mal gehen. Ich probier's mal.
I'm not so sure running away is the best idea. We're not the only person stuck here. What about her?
Yeah, what about her?
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Ich werde ja wohl irgendwie schon eine Ahnung haben, woher ich komme, oder? Okay, fine, you're persistent. I go to the cabin and I slay the princess. Ook. Okay, fine, I go to the cabin and I'll talk to the princess. Maybe I slay her, maybe I won't. I guess we'll see. Oder lügen. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I am not going to the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
The cabin is weird.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. But fine.
Bin mir ziemlich
Turn
sicher,
around and trek back down the path you came.
dass ich gleich wieder bei der Cabin
Wait,
ankomme.
something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting... What's going on? Where are we? Did we do this? Is this the end of the world? Was there ever even a world to end?
What a deep question. The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by a textured nothingness. It is quiet. There is a distant rumbling, A sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Wow. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. Ja, es ist wie ein Bad Horror Trip. Embrace the thoughts constricting you. Urgency, you have a story you need to finish. It is the only way for us to escape this place. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. Was Neues weben heißt es, glaube ich, ne? A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. I got an achievement.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that, you're here to slay her.
Das kommt mir bekannt vor. Jetzt bin ich wieder im Chapter 1, das heißt, ich habe... aber es gibt doch keine falschen Entscheidungen, haben die gesagt. Okay, jetzt sage ich einfach mal... Gehen wir einfach mal hin. Hä, was habe ich jetzt gerade ausgewählt? So. Nicht lange schnacken. Messer im Nacken. Ist ja egal, was ich mache.
The interior of the cabin is almost the blade.
Yep. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you. It's all...
Just checking in on you. Ja, genau.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
No.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the... She's so coldly focused on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Wie sie guckt.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
My narrator?
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Das wäre schon
She's
interessant.
unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Das hat sie auch schon mal gemacht, dann wache ich wieder auf. Are you sure she's not armed? I'm sorry, can we just talk? I'm not dropping the blade. Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Das versuche ich ja gerade rauszufinden.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Aber man hat doch die Angst in ihrem Gesicht gesehen vorhin. Of course it is. She's dead. I'm not sure. I feel like she has to have some kind of trick up her sleeve. Of course not. That was too easy.
It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
Oder wir stechen nochmal in den Kopf.
I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Remove the blade. Check for a pulse. You're right, she's dead. Let's just check mal.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one. We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question?
Ich will doch nur sicher sein, dass sie tot ist.
Wait, what was that? You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
Ach, jetzt stirbt sie.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay. The razor.
You're on a path in the woods.
Yep.
And at the end, you're here to slay her.
Jetzt kann ich wieder sagen, ich kriege einen Tipp. Wait, hasn't this already happened? Yep.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Voice of the cheated.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Nein.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Der klingt also so ein bisschen wie Gale von Baldur's Gate 3.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? Aber ich weiß jetzt auf jeden Fall, dass die Prinzessin schon ein bisschen crazy ist.
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Kind of, yeah.
We mostly listened to you. How were we supposed to know she'd spring back to life? If
Exactly.
she sprung back to life in this hypothetical scenario, then clearly you didn't slay her.
Ein Profi checkt doch immer, ob sein Opfer tot ist.
But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes,
Exactly.
but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Die Frage ist, warum wurde ich wieder zurückgeschickt? Ich meine, ich habe sie ja getötet.
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here. At least you know not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself.
We were so close to finishing the job last time. She can't get the jump on us twice. If we're careful, we should be fine. That's
Okay.
the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Gut, proceed to the cabin. Jetzt probiere ich da tatsächlich...
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
Voice of the Cheated. Der ist irgendwie jetzt...
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Also töten und gleich abhauen? Ich probier's mal.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay, it's different.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Oh, you didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
That's suspicious.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Can you two stop arguing? It's stressful enough in here without all of this extra noise.
I care less about that and more about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes, there is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
Yeah, this whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Ich guck mir das den Spiegel an. Das ist mir zu...
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
Okay. Take the blade. Ja, ich brauche eine Waffe. Moment, rot war Auswahl.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
Ihre Stimme klingt komisch.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Ja. Klingt nach Phasing.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
Okay.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
Das sieht tatsächlich so aus. Ihre Hände da hinten versteckt.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
Sie lächelt so fies.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Das habe ich nie gesagt. If I come close to you, you're just going to stab me, aren't you? Do you remember what happened last time? I know you have a knife. I let you out of here if you drop it. I'd like to trust you, but you're being so suspicious right now. Can we just talk things through? I don't have the key. We killed each other last time. I'd rather not do that again. Look, I know that you were mad at me, but I think we both just need to let bygones be bygones. Ich versuch mal... I know you have a knife.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife?
Ja, das habe ich mir auch gefragt.
And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, ja. Sie hat mich nur zu Tode gestochen, weil ich sie zu Tode gestochen habe.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death.
Das stimmt.
Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
Das hast du letztes Mal auch gesagt.
It
Prove
would be
it.
so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to
Was?
you. But I don't have one, so I can't.
Zeig mir doch einfach deine Hände.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
Und jetzt
But look at
lass sie
this!
da.
Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Okay.
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too! Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
Practically. But what if you are just hiding it somewhere secret? If I come close to you, you are just going to stab me, aren't you? Do you remember what happened last time?
Last time? If somebody came into my house and stabbed me to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that.
Don't call me Shirley.
But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
There you go again, talking up delusions about a past life experience that clearly didn't happen. Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember, right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
But what if you are just hiding it somewhere? Okay, das haben wir. If I come close to you. So, do you remember it? Naja, das wird sie jetzt auch nicht. I'd like to trust you, but you're being so suspicious right now. Absolut.
That's so rude of you. you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little bird face thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he can tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me.
Ja.
I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
Eigentlich ist mir das egal.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her. She certainly feels threatening.
Yep.
Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who is armed? You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job.
Wieso kann ich das Messer nicht einfach schmeißen? Das wäre doch viel sicherer. Na gut, sie könnte ausweichen. Dann habe ich kein Messer mehr.
But I'm nervous. All the
Yeah.
more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Ich bin tatsächlich nervös gerade. We killed each other last time. I'd rather not do that again.
But if we killed each other, then why are we here? Right now. Both of us normal and unstabbed.
Das ist eine gute Frage. I don't have the key. Look, I know that you are mad at me, but I think we both just need to let bygones be bygones.
But I'm not mad at you, so please stop standing so far out of reach.
Das ist auch schon.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her? We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think
So
I'm in a
ist das.
position of luxury right now? You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk.
Das ist nicht deine
Then
Welt.
maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No, I have my dignity. Fine, then we'll continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
But what if you're just hiding it somewhere else? If I come close to you, you're just going to stab me, aren't you? Das wird sie mir nicht sagen. What if you're both das bringt doch auch nichts. Nobody has to die. Okay, what are you going to do if I let you out? Jetzt ist das rote... Manchmal verschwindet es. Okay, fine. I'm coming closer to free you. You'd better not try... Ja, ich... Hä? Wo ist es jetzt schon wieder hin? Ja.
Of course I won't.
Against your better judgment, you walk across the room to within arm's reach of the princess. I don't like the way you said, within arm's reach. You hear the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat.
Ah, ja, ist ja klar.
Whose meat? Not ours, right? Hers, at first. Then yours.
First.
Your neck, specifically.
Das ist gar nicht so einfach, wie ich dachte.
Hehe.
Ist ja auch noch ein größeres.
You collapse to the ground, your vision swimming as you attempt to focus on her bloody blade and the limp sack of flesh that was once her arm.
What the fuck? Whoa.
You're going to die now.
Okay.
And with a quick jerk of her elbow, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ha! Ich hab's ins dritte Chapter geschafft. Ich muss nur sterben. Ist ganz einfach.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
He's getting pissed.
You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp. A constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
Where?
I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho!
I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight.
They're hunted.
What's the point of fighting if
They're
she's just
broken.
going to win every time? It hurts being sliced to pieces. We're better off just sitting up here and doing nothing.
Dafür habe ich jetzt keine 18 Euro ausgegeben.
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times?
This is our third?
Ja,
No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
ja, das habe ich gesehen.
That can't be right, that's too much responsibility.
I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person, let alone the fate of the world.
The man with 1,000 voices.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched. We take it.
Eigentlich ist das physikalisch gar nicht möglich, dass das Messer auf dem Tisch bleibt.
Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
This
Yep.
feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
Ja, und unser Messer.
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually.
And what if we never do?
The Broken.
So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to?
Sieht so aus, als wäre Basement nicht erreichbar.
I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You
Sag
walk
ich
through
doch.
the door. You do know what doors are, right? But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
Was ist die Bedeutung des Mirrors?
I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
Okay. Approach the mirror.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it.
Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying twice.
Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
Wipe the mirror clean. Yeah, that was long.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Guess it's time for us to see her. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Just stay
You
focused.
step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Es wird ja immer schwieriger hier reinzukommen.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore.
Oh,
But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
war das so schlecht?
Fun for her, maybe. I didn't like dying all over again.
Ach komm, gibt Schlimmeres.
Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Das nenne ich mal
Nothing
pragmatisch.
bad has come of it yet. Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
One?
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Ooh.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor.
Krasse Skills auf jeden
She's
Fall.
loose, and she is coming for you.
Oh ja, sie ist loose.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
We are fighting her, obviously. We are going to appeal to her authority, puff her up a bit. There's no reason we can't talk this out. Ich glaube nicht, dass man sie überzeugen kann. Oh, that's easy. I'm going to try flirting with her. Ja, ich weiß nicht. She has swords of arms and we don't. We are panicking. We are going to fight her and we are going to have a stiff upper lip about it. She can't hurt us if we don't let ourselves feel it. She wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her to it. All of these ideas suck. Think up something better.
Yeah, that's right. We just have to think. There's probably an answer if we think.
Just standing there, huh? A bold strategy.
You don't have time to finish your thought. In a moment, she's across the room, blades flashing in the dim starlight.
Was soll ich sie denn bekämpfen?
She skewers you.
Mit meinem kleinen Messer. Okay, das war vielleicht nicht die beste Entscheidung.
Ow. What a surprise. Yeah, we don't even get a second to think without her stabbing us. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead.
Nicht?
This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
Sie wird immer... Ich meine, es hat sie schon 2
As long
Schwerter.
as we keep moving.
Oh, great. So it's going to get even more crowded. Even more deluded voices that think we might stand any kind of chance.
Come on, show me something new.
Okay, plan. Now.
Fighting? We're going to appear... Flirting? Das klingt interessant. Soll ich sie jetzt bekämpfen? It doesn't work and she kills you again and again and again and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you.
Okay.
You'll have to be trickier than that.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps.
Ach, kann ich einfach alle meine...
Then you skewer yourself.
Hä?
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Naja, bis jetzt schon.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman.
Das ist mitten.
She skewers you.
You're cute.
Ich baue jetzt einfach eine Armee auf.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. Okay, let's go again.
Mhm.
Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
Ja, wie auch, wenn ich
See?
nicht mehr
We're
wegkomme.
getting better. Okay, yeah. That was a good one. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Also hätte ich das nehmen sollen mit...
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time.
Also bis jetzt...
You're right. One last time, that's all we need. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Ja. Chapter 4, aber ich komme irgendwie weiter. Mutually Assured Destruction.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here.
Mhm.
Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand.
Ho-ho! What if we throw it out the window? Over my dead body.
The Stubbornness ist auch dabei.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
Ja, es ist awesome.
I'm sure I can think of a better way to die.
They're all the same, really.
The cool.
How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything.
Paranoid.
The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top.
It's getting out of hand here.
There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Star-crossed lover.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We
Aber
know.
wo ist das Messer hin?
Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care, just want to win. Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
No chains?
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again?
Das klingt sie noch metallischer?
I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But
Sure.
I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
Schon irgendwie.
I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you gonna say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing.
Oh ja.
Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts.
Alright.
She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Ach so.
Are you
Okay.
ready for what comes next?
Ich weiß nicht.
Holy shit! She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Ach, er findet das geil.
Yes, behold the perfect woman.
Bisschen edgy.
Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked
nee.
painful. How is she still alive?
Ich glaube, sie war nie alive.
Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
This
All right,
is all
sir.
just
Empty your mind.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
The voices stopped. Him too, yeah.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act, and yet through that inaction your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but as her blow finishes its arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Yeah. Your weapons clash again and again, you and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. There's only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, was immer das heißt, and hers strikes too. Achievement. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. Okay. You do not get to see each other die. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place. Approach the mirror. You do so. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. Also funktioniert nun mal ein Mirror. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Ist das Feuer? Approach her. You recognize the presence inhabiting the shell. It is the entity that dwells in the spaces between. Wow.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
So beautiful. You are that thing I met in the space outside of the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream. Ach so, als ich die Welt untergehen lassen habe. What are you? The gift of a fragile vessel. Aber nö, ich will das erste gleich nehmen.
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you.
Ah, ist das schön. Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Good point. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Ja, stimmt. Was bin ich überhaupt? I don't know.
I think that you are like me.
Okay.
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Das ist jetzt sehr kryptisch. The gift of a fragile vessel. Do you... Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Okay. Are you the princess? What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
Okay.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
Alles
Bring
klar.
me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Mehr Perspektiven? Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? How much will I forget? How many more pieces of you do I have to find? Pieces? And what if I don't let you do this to me? I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do? Okay, make me forget. Ich mach erstmal das hier.
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Infinite. How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Aren't you scared?
I have not lived.
Sag ich doch.
I am not afraid to die.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
She?
You won't.
Alles klar. Oh, the hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end, you're here.
Ich glaube, jetzt kann man einfach nochmal andere Entscheidungen treffen. Wir probieren mal The End of the World, what you're talking about. Ich lass nicht lange fackeln. Silently continue to the cabin.
You
Dann
make your
probiere ich
way up
jetzt
the
mal,
short path to the cabin.
sie direkt zu töten und abzuhauen, ob das geht überhaupt. Weil sie retten bringt auch
The
nichts.
interior of the cabin, the blade.
Take the blade. Ich könnte auch mal ohne Blade reingehen, das habe ich auch nicht
You take
gedacht.
the blade.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open.
Ja,
Who's
ja.
there?
She
Who's
sounds.
there?
Don't let it.
I'm just checking in, continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
Ja.
You walk down the stairs. She's so focus on the task at hand.
And there you are.
You have to kill
Are
me or
you here
something?
to kill me or something?
No,
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten.
You poor thing.
Are
Your
you
hands
scared
are
of me?
shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Das geht bestimmt auch wieder schief.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? So, you should just drop it.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
Slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Sie ist voll der Fighter.
Feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
Equal footing.
Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Ich Ich weiß ganz genau, dass ich nicht gewinnen kann. Finish the job. Aber ich versuche trotzdem.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh,
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
this was fun.
Ja, siehst du?
The
Immerhin hatten
princess
wir Fun.
gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
Nee.
You don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're here.
Okay. Ja, jetzt könnte ich sie wieder killen. Oder wieder abhauen. Aber dann, ich glaube dann... Ach, das ist wieder... Okay, no.
Don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Then you choose. I shall listen. Proceed to the cabin.
Warn she will lie.
Ja, ich weiß.
Are you the point of my warn? The princess will do and say whatever she...
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
Aber das Stabbern war doch letztes Mal nicht im zweiten dabei, ne? Okay, jetzt töte ich sie einfach wieder.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
The mirror on the wall wird nichts bringen, das hatten wir letztes Mal schon. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world.
Ja, das kennen wir schon. Approach the mirror, enter the basement. Wir ignorieren den Mirror einfach mal.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Also erinnert sie
This
sich
is what she
schon?
sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
Naja, kann auch ein bisschen Spaß bei
As
der
you
Arbeit haben.
descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Okay, jetzt hat sie Hörner und einen Schwanz.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes! I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Holt sie jetzt wieder ihre Schwertarme raus? Genau, das klingt gut.
Oh, that whole deja vu situation. Yes, it does seem like you and the princess remember each other, so let's say for a moment that I do believe you.
Okay.
For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Oh. You look different. Ja.
You look exactly the same.
Ist das jetzt ein Kompliment, oder? So you do remember me, das hat sie ja schon gesagt. I'm actually here to free you. Komm, wir drehen jetzt mal.
You aren't. I don't know why I'm even bothering, to be honest. You know the stakes of the situation.
Who says I want to be free?
What do you want?
I want the two of us to fight to the death. I want to feel your knife split my flesh. And I want to hear your bones snap beneath my fists.
Okay.
Is that really too much to ask?
Nö.
Yeah, especially that last part. Don't be such a coward.
Exactly.
I'm just being cautious. If it comes to violence, we can find a way to deal with her that doesn't involve throwing our life away. I'd rather not die again, and I find it deeply disturbing that you seem to relish the thought of it. Because it doesn't matter if we die again. It'll just be another opportunity to have the fight of our life. We don't know that for sure, and I'd rather not bet on it.
So you do remember me? I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first, like how we are both still alive. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. Okay.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done.
Naja.
Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Ja, okay.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I haven't decided what I'm doing. Also I don't know what happened to you since the last time we met, but I'm not fighting a giant demon lady. Bye. Jo.
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
Another thing?
As you step towards the stairs, you hear the heavy creak of straining metal. And then a snap.
Whoa.
She's loose. You have to make a decision, and you have to make it fast.
Okay, team, what are we thinking? Yeah, thinking bringt nichts. Turn and fight her head on. Dodge to the side and counterattack.
As the princess barrels towards you, you do your best to maneuver between the tight walls of the basement. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation, each impact threatening to be the last. This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her. She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Sie braucht nicht mal mehr ihre Schwerter.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull, and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter.
That's brutal.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, the eye of the needle.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there.
Ich hab's doch probiert.
Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it.
So what? You'd have us cower in a corner?
No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive.
Are you suggesting luring her into the woods?
Ooh.
Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. Then what is going on? What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here, and if you'd already seen things you weren't supposed to have seen. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you. Well, fortunately, you have an entire trip through the woods to reconsider that. There's nothing to reconsider. We're all for violence here. Are we? I haven't signed off on anything yet. Violence is the answer here, but the method is equally important to the act. You can't let her leave the cabin. It's like I said, all just circles. Instinct tells me we need space, and I trust instinct. Nothing else to say. Not for me.
We haven't talked enough about how different this place is. I wouldn't even call these woods. It's like her influence has poured out in the world. What if I don't agree with the plan? What if I'd rather do something else? No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. We might as well see this through. Aber ich nehme mal das erste
It's evidence of one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further.
Okay.
Things are always changing. She changed, the cabin changed, we've changed. Why wouldn't the woods change too? Because they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something's gone horribly wrong.
What if I'd rather do something else? Okay, proceed to the cabin. Ne? Weil das letzte Mal, als ich weglaufen wollte, war das Spiel einfach vorbei. Ich glaube, das bringt nichts.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament. No last advice for us? No words of warning? From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind. I don't know, screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase.
Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight.
Man wird immer mehr erdrückt.
Tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall. A pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there.
Ja.
Take it!
But there's no way forward. There's a mirror at the end of the room. Take the blade. Ja, okay.
You take the blade from the
Sollte ich echt mal
altar.
ohne Blade
It would be
reingehen?
difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. There's no overcoming her without it. We need every part of us to survive, and that steel claw is as much a part of us as ever.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You do see it, right? All we see is a damned mirror. It's
Yes.
a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean?
Smash it. Letztes Mal habe ich wipen, diesmal
You
mache ich
bring your
smash
fist
it.
crashing down against the door leading to the basement. It swings open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead. Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort.
Okay.
The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably her voice. Bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Goad her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
If you want to fight, then how about you come and get one? I know you can get out of there on your own. Yeah, are you sure you still want to fight?
But that wouldn't be fun. I don't want to be a monster chasing you down. I want to face you head on. I want an equal. It's so much better that way.
Nothing is equal
We need
here.
to get closer. She needs to see us.
Continue to... Okay, das kann ich noch mal.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember, every crack and crevice will need to be faster than her. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness. Her face widens into a broad grin.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling! Attack me, bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh, break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
She sounds like girlfriend material.
We can't get that close. She'll kill us in the tight space, steel claw or not. Make her come to us, stand beyond her chains, and let her become frenzied. She'll break them. Then we run. I really don't like the sound of this. It's the only way we live.
Well, what are you waiting for? If we're gonna do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do. So go on. Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting.
Wieso muss ich mal den ersten Move machen? Let's talk a bit first. We can always fight when we are done, but I have questions. I want to know what happened after you killed me. Not down here. If you want me, you have to come and get me.
The princess scoffs.
Oh, you're up to something tricky, aren't you?
Ja, du doch auch.
You're teasing me with what I want, but I'm sick of waiting. I'm not going to let you give me another bad fight. I'm going to get what I want.
Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run.
Run.
Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good.
Good.
You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same? Little bird, where do you think you're going?
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us. Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
Ist nicht so
There's
einfach.
nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me! Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head!
Do it! Be swift, strike true, be where she's not, let your body move you.
That sounds good. Er klingt wie so ein Master. Are you sure you want to do this? You're free now, and out there I have the upper hand, but we don't have to fight. You've fallen right into my trap. Ich nehme das erste.
The princess scoffs.
Free? This is just another place. This is just... What is this? Where are we? This doesn't feel right.
Ich glaube nicht, dass Gewalt die Lösung ist.
It's cold. Why is it so cold?
Vielleicht, weil du so gut wie nichts trägst.
I feel so tired.
Da sind die Arme wieder. Okay. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Death. Real death. Screw that! This can't be the end, it just can't!
Sieht aber so aus. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They are gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. The bloat. I've grown. Okay, you find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Ah ja, es ist wieder das gleiche Ende, ne? Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Krass.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection.
Ach, das war's schon.
Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do now?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no wrong answers. and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one yearns to grow and struggle. Even now I feel a will pushing against mine, not realizing that we are one. She will make for a fierce heart. Do not mourn her. We will provide her with the growth she fought for.
So do you don't have any preferences on how you like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective.
Das heißt, es gibt noch mehr Endings?
The task of finding my vessels is your burden to carry.
And what if I don't want to bring you any more vessels? What if I just wait here forever?
Then we will remain here as we are now, barely finished, damp, cavernous.
Wait, you have no need to wait. Okay, ich warte mal
If you
kurz.
need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Und das Spiel stürzt ab. Schade. Aber ich denke, ja, es gibt wahrscheinlich noch weitere Enden zu erforschen. Es ist wirklich ein sehr schönes Spiel. Für 18 € ist okayer Preis. Man könnte jetzt wahrscheinlich nochmal andere Entscheidungen treffen und gucken, was passiert. Schön geschriebene Dialoge, wirklich sehr unterhaltsam, humorvoll, geiler Soundtrack. Und man ist wirklich immer wieder überrascht und denkt sich, was mache ich, was muss ich tun, auch wenn man wirklich spielerisch ja nur die Möglichkeit hat, sich zu entscheiden. Geiles Ding. Also die Bewertung aus Steam, die kann ich nur zustimmen. Reingehauen